All right, guys, hopefully I am live. I'll wait to see some thumbs up. Actually, Julie, because I'm looking at my computer screen, if you see me online, let me know. I'm good. And we'll get started in just a minute. All right. I thank you for that, Sean. All right, so I'm just going to let the screen start to load a bit. Becca, let me just take a moment. Hey, Scott. Oh, my God, Scott. I have to turn my screen around. You're going to die. Ready? Oh, Scott. Look at our babies back then. Okay, so I have so many fun photos. So, because this business, oh my gosh, I can't even describe to you how much fun this business is, and get my hair out of the face. And I'm in my golf tee because it is Labor Day, and so many of us are doing fun things and having barbecues and, you know, enjoying life. But I'll tell you something. This is what is so great about social media. So let's just say somebody, and first of all, I was about to say, Becca, this is amazing. I cannot believe how young you are, number one. I think you weren't even born when I started my Nu Skin business, so let me just put that out there. But what's amazing about what you've done is you, at such a young age, obviously you're such a leader and you're a top leader in our company, but that you've put this together to help everyone is fabulous. So I just want to thank you from all of us, and say that, you know, this is a business. Like, normally if there was this social media boot camp going on Labor Day weekend, people couldn't necessarily physically come to it, because we have to remember, we join this business because we are about family, we're about friends, we're about working hard and playing hard, and Labor Day weekend is really about quality time with friends and family and things like that. But the fact that all of us can engage in something like this and take an hour and a half out of our day to really learn from the convenience of our own home or wherever we are. I had to do food shopping because after I'm playing golf, I am hosting a barbecue for 20 people. So I went into Whole Foods, and this does tie into my topic a bit. I went into Whole Foods with my phone and my headphones, and I was listening and watching and refreshing between speakers. And what I would do, I ran into a few people I knew at Whole Foods, and they're like, Laura, you know, because I was so in the moment of my phone. I'm like, oh, I'm watching this social media boot camp. I'm going to be speaking on it in about 15 minutes. And they're looking and they're like, what are you talking about? And I do that just because it's a way to talk about what I want to talk about. So part of recruiting is really learning what to say to people to inspire a conversation. I know if I say to someone, yeah, I'm getting ready to speak on or I'm watching, could be either a social media boot camp, people are gonna be like, what is that? So I was like, check this out. And I was showing people the screen. So whoever was on the screen, they were like, oh my God, that's amazing. I'm like, yeah, this is the way our company does business. We get to learn about new things. I'm going to be speaking next on how you make money on social media. And I'm telling you, I had 3 amazing new prospects. And so for those of you that don't know my story, when I first joined Nu Skin, I was only 22 years old. And at the time, there really weren't a lot of young role models in Nu Skin. Today, there are an abundance. I think I reached the highest level in the company when I was 24, and I held a record for a very long time. David Saavedra killed my record, I think, at 19 years old. I mean, and now when you look at all of the team elites that have really blazed this beautiful trail for us with Emma and Hazel and Debbie, I'm like, think about all of the people at Perry Walker that are new Blue Diamonds from the UK. Perry's actually going to be speaking on social media at the Nu Skin convention, which, by the way, guys, just putting this out there, if you do not already have your ticket, you have to get a ticket for the convention. Leaders are born at events. There is an amazing deal. I cannot even believe Nu Skin's generous offer that if you buy a ticket for convention, before, I think it's September 8th, you get $100 cash. So it's basically free when you check in. So, but you don't want to do it late because this offer does end. And what happens when you go to an event, a convention, you wind up, and especially there's going to be a whole section dedicated to social media. You wind up learning so much from so many different leaders and learning things that will completely transform your business. And so when I talk to you about recruiting, for me, recruiting has always been my passion, because when I joined, my family had been in the business for years before I was. So everyone I knew already knew about Nu Skin. And I remember my mom saying, well, who are you going to talk to? Like, everyone knows about it. And I said, I don't know, somehow, some way I'll figure it out. And I don't even know that I knew what that meant. In fact, I know I didn't, but it sounded good. And what I did was I just started going out and meeting people. And at the time, right, my story was always, are you open-minded to learning about a way to supplement or diversify your income? And that is still to this day one of my lines that I use. What I tie in with social media is I'll say, when I see people on their phones, I'll say, how much time, I mean, this is just like my kind of icebreaker. I'm like, out of curiosity, how much time would you say you spend on social media? And they pause, right? And they're like, I don't know, I never really thought about it. And I say, well, you know, a lot of people will spend upwards as like 4 hours a day on social media. I happen to be working with a company that is perfectly positioned in front of the social media trend. Would you ever be open to learning about a way to finally make money on social media with all the time that you're spending, or with your habit on social media? And people are like, yeah, what is it? So the thing I want to clarify is that while social media is not a product, right? At the end of the day, we're using social media as a tool to sell whatever it is that you're passionate about. So maybe it is you've started the business with putting posts up about toothpaste, or you've done a Glacial Marine Mud post, and like Julie, only Julie, by the way, can put Glacial Marine Mud on her face and jump into a pool in a bathing suit. Okay, let's just put it out there, Julie. Not all of us can do that. So, but anyway, so social media can be about individual products. I happen to personally do a lot of beauty box parties. So we will introduce the entire beauty box and go through all the different products and use that. But again, a lot of that happened because you might have recruited or reached out to a friend. And for those of you that have been in Nu Skin a while, and I love how Sherry said that she's been in the business for 26 years and she's never been more excited. And that's exactly how I feel. I feel like, how is it that I've been with Nu Skin for 28 years and I wake up in the morning and have chills that, one, I'm associated with a company that allows us to work hard and play hard. I mean, that we can create a business, that we can achieve, different benchmarks, become Ruby, become Emerald, become Diamond, become Blue Diamond, and go on these success trips that Scott and the team have put together that are amazing. Because, and it's not even just about the destination, although they do a great job at picking amazing destinations, but it's about that quality time to being with people from all over the country, the world, right, from our region, that you can really learn from, be inspired from, take those ideas and come home. You owe it to yourself to get on those success trips so that you can then take that knowledge and build it and share it with the people that you know. But it's the fun of this business. And so why social media has me so excited is because, on so many levels. One is it's a major trend. People know that they want to make money with a trend. It's like you see something, you see all this money going in social media. And like Julie said, social media goes across so many different platforms. It's not just about Facebook, although I do agree that you should start with something. And Facebook seems to be the most familiar to a lot of people, where you start with something, become passionate about it, you become an expert in that, and then you start to experiment with some of the other platforms like an Instagram or even Snapchat, you know, and you can recruit through your LinkedIn and all these different ways. The way you can recruit through social media, though, is by really staying connected, by going out of your way to like people's posts, to comment on people's posts, to engage in a conversation. And yes, and it was already covered, you're going to be sharing things that are attraction marketing and putting things up that are people are going to go, wow, look at the lifestyle that person lives, and whoever you are and whatever you're doing that's fun. And it doesn't have to be super duper fancy. It's like, here I am, you know, playing golf or playing tennis or sitting at a beach or wherever doing my business, and you post a picture. Love that I can take my business anywhere, right? What do you think that's going to do? That's a recruiting post, because even though you're not saying sign up, I want to recruit you in my business, they're seeing something that you're doing that they're going to be like, wow, that looks so fantastic. I wish I could do something like that. So there are ways of doing that. The other thing is, you put into your calendar every single day to really go through your Facebook feeds, to make the comments, to start to really engage in other people's life, because that's going to create that back to forth that then when you can say, hey, what have you been up to? You know, and then what do you think they're going to ask you? What have you been up to? What are you doing? And then you can say, oh, and this is the other thing I was going to say, for those of you that have been in the business a while, I have used it as a way to refresh my network and also to go back to people and say, you know, I've been working, and this is what I would say to someone who knows I've been in Nu Skin. I know you know I've been in Nu Skin for a lot of years, and you say however much time, but I have to say I am super excited about this new direction. Nu Skin has just invested heavily into social media, and I don't know how much you know about social media, but obviously it's big business because it's a way of reaching a market in a much faster way and connecting people all over the world. In fact, I've been doing, and you can say my group has been doing these Facebook Live events, and we've been participating in social media, and we've been able to expand our reach into 5 countries, 10 countries, 3 countries, whatever your team is saying, but you can really leverage on that. So you could say, you know, my team has been able to reach people in over X amount of countries and thousands of people because of how much faster we're able to now reach our audience via social media. I would love to sit down and share with you more, or when's a good time for us to connect. I would love to invite you on to one of my next Facebook Live events. And so you're using social media as a trend and as a way to attract people, because people do know they want to be involved in social media. A lot of people feel like, oh my God, what am I missing out on? There it is right in front of me, and I don't know how to make money on that. So you can say, I'd love to show you how you can, you know, leverage your income, create a residual income, stay at home, work at home around the kids, totally flexible, amazing for lifestyle, and build a business via social media by connecting into beauty and skincare products that everybody wants. Do you know anyone who wants to have dull, ugly skin? No. So anyway, so I hope that helps. There's so many things that I can continue on, but I think I'm way out over time. So let me introduce our next speaker, Bill Toth, Dr. Bill Toth. He's a retired neurology and sports injury doctor. Some of his claim to fame is that he has sat next to Oprah. He did basketball with Michael Jordan. In fact, he beat Michael Jordan. No, I'm just kidding about that. Okay, he is 15 years Nu Skin, 13 years for Team Elite, $1 Million Circle. He's a chief ambassador with Nourish the Children. More than anything, he has the biggest heart. Everybody loves Bill. He's just fantastic. And he's Julie's husband, and they met in Nu Skin. They have an amazing romance story, and I love that. See, you never know. For those of you that are single, you never know who you might just meet in this business. So I'm going to sign off. Don't forget to go back to events, kind of refresh your screen, and then go back to the social media bootcamp. I hope that was helpful. And again, Becca, thanks again for doing this. Bye.